attention, please. We're going to award a couple of citations before we start our real meeting, so I'd like to ask Councilor Capone if you would come forward first, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a citation for a gentleman who is very well known in the city, great guy, Richie Brandano. He has been doing, if you've been down the Bow Street area at all, down Broadway, you see that island that's near Corporal Thomas Langone Park. And Richie has been taking care of that property for, I'll go out on a limb, I'll say 30 years, but it's been a long time. And he does a meticulous job of maintaining it. If you haven't seen it, you got to go by to see it. It's been the subject of TV. I think Channel 5 has done a report on it. The Boston Globe has done a report on it. And the most important thing is Richie does all this of his own time and out of his own pocket. And he asks for nothing in return. And it being November, Veterans Month, he maintains it for all of our fallen heroes. I think it's appropriate that we have him here tonight. So, Richie, if we could please have you come forward. Now, I know you're not one for fanfare, and I know that you do all of this out of the kindness of your heart, and you're a good guy. And as recently as, I think, the beginning of the week, or the end of last week, he was out there. It's wintertime, right? He's out there manicuring it and making it look great. And it is out of respect for all the fallen heroes. So I know that we all, as a community, appreciate everything that you do. So I'm going to read the citation to you. Be it hereby known to all that the Everett City Council, in his honor the mayor, hereby offer their sincerest congratulations to Richard Brandano in recognition of his decades of meticulous landscaping detail and attention to the park at Corporal Thomas Langone Square in respect to all the fallen military heroes. The entire city government extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued good fortune, given this 28th day of November 2016, proposed by the entire Everett City Council. We all appreciate everything you've done. You want to introduce your family, come up and say a few words, Rich? By all means.
My wife does all the hard work.
We should have put her name on the citation. Get out of here. What have you?
She kicks me off the couch and makes me go out and rake the leaves. No, this is my wife of 27 years. We do a good job together over there. We're trying to clean up the dirtiest part of the town, and I stuck to it for a long, long time. And I did it for the fallen heroes here and abroad. I was a guest in her house, so now it's my house or our house, and we still try to keep it nice and make it look nice for everybody that goes by. And I'm going to throw out some Christmas lights and make it look real pretty now.
Nice. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you for all that you do.
All right, thank you.
Why don't we get a group picture up here?
Thank you, Speaker. Come on, Rita. Get next to you.
Next to your favorite president, for this year anyway.
There you go.
Right up front, right up top.
Right up here.
Okay.
Right up.
Councilor DeFlorio, would you please come to the podium? And you were supposed to stay there.
This is an honor and a privilege to give our good friend, the city councilor, Ron Farnell, for his 80th birthday party. And Ron has been around for a long, long time, as you all know, whether he's coaching or holding signs for somebody at the polls. Even if it's a different sign than you're holding, he might put his hand like this, but the next day it's over and he's always got a smile. So if we could please have Ron Farnell come up. Be careful. We'll put you right here.
Okay, thank you. Jonathan, again.
We are hereby known to all the Everett City Council and His Honor the Mayor hereby offer their sincere congratulations to Ron Farnell. What does that say?
Everyone's favorite coach.
Everyone's favorite coach in recognition of the happy and memorial occasion in your 80th birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
If we could have, Judy, come up. Come up, Judy. She did a wonderful job with the book. Oh, go ahead.
I got to say something about Ronnie. Ronnie knows everybody, and he's got to be probably one of the most popular people out there. You can't stand next to Ronnie for more than 3 seconds, and someone will pass by. I coached that one. I coached the brother. Brother's a better player than the sister, or vice versa. But on the citation, it reads everyone's favorite coach. I can't even imagine how many lives Ronnie's touched and made them better. So it's a pleasure to give you that. It's an honor to be considered one of your friends. And I don't know how you made it to 80 years. It's got to be Judy keeping you safe. But it's good you keeping them safe. But congratulations and 80 more.
Thank you again.
I'm just going to be very quick, but I just want you to know that Ronnie's always challenging me. So Ron, you know that one-on-one basketball? Tonight. Tonight. We'll do it tonight.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Thank you.
Go up there.
Where is Where's Johnny? Johnny, come here quickly. We gotta have a picture with us.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you? Ah, okay.
At 7 o'clock, we'll have everyone. We'll do it. Oh, yeah. You want to have everyone come up? What do you think?
Okay, yeah, all right, go ahead, go.
Squeeze in.
Go.
I broke the hand.
Okay. Can we do a real quick one, the whole council, and then we'll get the meeting going?
All my,
Now you got to climb up another level.
they're all my friends.
Climb up another level, sir. Right up in the middle. Judy, come on up. Right up in the middle. Look, you always make them look good. So. Better have more ways than one.
Excuse me, but we're all over here. Wait a minute. Wayne.
There's always one.
Usually not me, though.
Wait a minute.
Meeting will come to order. Clerk will please call the roll.
Counsel Capone.
Here.
Counsel Delasola.
Here.
Counsel DeFlorio. Counsel DePiero.
Here.
Counsel Mangan.
Here.
Counsel Matusky.
Here.
Counsel McKinnon.
Here.
Counsel McLaughlin.
Here.
Counsel Palatano.
Here.
Counsel Simonelli.
Here.
Counsel Hanlon.
Here.
10 members present, Mr. President.
Good. Would the audience please join the council standing and pledge allegiance to the flag? Thank you. I might also want to announce that we have a birthday in the group, Richard Delasola. I understand he'll be 21 tomorrow. Is that right? Yeah. We're going to do it.
Okay. You knew that? Okay.
Okay. Item number, what? What?
We don't know that for...
Okay, yeah, okay. Item number 4 on our calendar should have been item number 1, so I'm going to, it's a public hearing. I'm going to ask the clerk if he wouldn't please call that as our first item on the agenda.
Item number 1, an order sponsored by Counsel John F. Handler, President, petition from Love Dog Hot Dog Buffet at 1865 Bear Beach Parkway for a special license for extended hours of operation.
Is the petitioner in the audience? Yes. They're in the front row. Oh, would you please come forward? Sit right there. Seat right there.
Number 4. Yeah, there's like a little check.
I'm also going to be here just to provide-
No, I need you first to identify yourselves, name and address, please. Yeah. Huh? Oh, okay. Oh, this gentleman is? Okay.
My name is Guy Schwang, and I'm just here to help the translation to them so
I
they
just found
can
that,
have
yeah.
better understanding what's going on.
Okay. Would you have them then identify themselves?
Pode identificar vocês.
My name is Vanderlei Ruan from Love Dog Hot Dog Buffet.
Okay.
She's my wife.
My name is Tiara Juan. It's from Love Dog Hot Dog Buffet.
And through your interpreter, could you please explain what the petition is for?
To you guys?
You, yes, you.
Ok. Qual a petição é pra quê?
We need a extension hour as a license for extension my hours because 3 years ago we are working to 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock night p.m. to 4 o'clock a.m. only Friday and Saturdays. Wednesday and Thursday 8 to midnight, and Sundays 8 to 1 o'clock. And now, three weeks ago, they closed my business. I don't know why, because they say I don't have a license. But we never know about the hour, because when I came here to start my business, I put in the paper in City Hall the business hours, and never know about the extension, the time, if I have a special license or no. We stay working, and three weeks ago, the police went there and say, I'm gonna take it out to you from here. And then they close my business. I stay 2 weeks, no working, but I get the license to 11 o'clock, to 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock night. Last Friday we start again, and now we are here to get the license, to know if I can get the license to extend the hours to work more than 11.
Just what hours are you looking to have your license for?
But now we have to 11 o'clock. They say to 11. We start 8 o'clock
What
because
do you want? I'm
Ele
saying, I'm
quer
asking, what do
saber
you want?
até que horas você quer.
4 o'clock,
4 a.m.?
4 a.m.
4 a.m. every
Yeah.
day?
It's Wednesday to Sunday.
Wednesday?
Well, no, Wednesday and Thursday we stay 8 to 1 o'clock midnight. Friday and Saturdays to 4 o'clock, and Sundays to 1 o'clock.
So what is it that you want then?
Yes.
Okay.
President, it's 8 to midnight, and then Friday and Saturday, 8 to 4 a.m., Sunday, 8 to 1 a.m.
That's it. That's it. Okay.
If I can, I think I can explain a little bit. What it is, it's a hot dog cart that's on a private lot. So they are on
Parkway Cycle.
And they do have permission to be there. And then, well, I'm sorry. It's a hot dog cart and it's on a private lot. It's a hot dog cart and it's on a private lot, and that's where they are.
Okay. Okay. So, thank you very much. And Rosa, Councilor from Ward 5.
How long have you been doing this?
In my business,
Yeah.
it's must for 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah, we're gonna complete
No.
4 years in June next.
Maybe
Next
my
year.
question would be to the city clerk, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman, because I'm trying to understand why they would shut them down. If they have a license, is it
Yeah.
because they went over their hours, or because they never renewed their license?
No, if I may, it's because we have a city ordinance that doesn't allow you to open retail between the hours of, I believe it's 11 a.m. and 6 a.m. 11 to 7, yeah.
So, but if someone opens over the extended hours, would you
Right.
give them a warning, or would you shut them down right away?
Well, in this case, I think, I don't know, I mean, there is no...
He must have got more than one warning, is what I'm
Right.
guessing.
They just said you don't have you cannot stay open those hours.
But you can't stay
And then there
open,
were some little things that they wanted to have fixed from fire department and everything else, and it looks like everything else has passed, now passed.
so everything else has been
Right.
fixed.
There were a couple of concerns they had with propane and some other things, and they, from what I understand, everything's all set with those.
No, I'm just concerned that I would hope that if someone, you know, that you would give
Right.
them a warning, not that you would shut
Well,
them
it
down right
wasn't-
away
yeah.
unless they're not following the rules.
Yeah.
So for them to be shut down, there was other reasons,
A-
not
as
because
well.
they extended their
Right.
hours on their own.
Right, so they could still open till the 11 o'clock, if they wanted to.
Okay. So basically, if they want to run their business right now, based on the license they have, they can still run it. They're only here to extend their hours, is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Councilor McLaughlin.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the petitioners, did you guys have any sort of conversation with, I know the Board of Health does periodic inspections, right? And they've been down to and visit you guys, I'm assuming?
O Board of Health já veio visitar vocês algumas vezes?
Every year we pass per they come in my trailer, they
Fiscalização.
make the inspection, everything, and I get the license all year. I get the license, and my license is going to be expiration May 2017.
2007.
Yeah.
And at any time, nobody from the Board of Health told you about the extended hours that you needed to get special permit from the
Never.
city of Everett?
Never.
Okay. What made the occurrence happen in the past few weeks that made this become alert to you guys? Was there an incident? Did the city just show up? Was there something during your business hours that brought this to your attention? What made this all of a sudden come to fruition a few weeks ago?
Ele quer saber o que aconteceu nos últimos 3 semanas que veio a essa tona das horas.
Had a it's confused because I had a problem in my parking lot because I put the security after midnight to 4 o'clock in the morning. I put 3 securities to make organize everything in the parking lot. No drugs, no alcohol, no high musics, no make pee on the parking lot. It's organize everything, and came a drunk guy and make pee in the parking lot. And then my security say to him, "No, you can't do that." But the guys was drunk and spoke a lot of bad words to him. And they took to the guys, go home. We gonna serve you hot dog because you make a good bad things here. And the guys going to the van and go out and park in another place in the restaurant behind the Parkway Cycle. And then these guys did call to police. And the police came and the security is going to explain to the police what's happened. But the police say, stop. They don't give the chance to explain. And then he left the guy driving, drunk. And he came, me, my wife was working, and the police came and say, it's not supposed you stay here. I'm gonna take it out you from here. We say, why? Because we have a license, we have a permit from City Hall. I don't care. I want that you get your things and get out of here. I'm gonna take it out you from here. And then my wife say, and then he get my documents and everything, and he told, I'm gonna give your name for City Hall. And then my wife going behind the police, and she asked to him, what's your name, sir? He spoke the name, but too fast. And then she said, I don't understand. Can you repeat for me? He told, I talk one time, no 2 or 3 times. And then he told, and then she went to see the name here. He did this and say, what you need my name? My wife say, it's the same you get the name from my husband, and you going report in City Hall. He was working hard here, and you come to talk to him going to bring your name from City Hall. I'm gonna get your name and bring to your big boss or supervisor to report to you also, because we don't have change to explain what is happening. He came and no get the license, no ask about the license, nothing. I never see the police before, you know.
The police have never been to your site otherwise? In the 3 years that you've been in business, the police have never been to your site otherwise?
Yeah, 3 years and a half we are working there.
And no issues with the police during the middle of the night?
Never have problem. The City Hall, when I spoke to City Hall about this, the City Hall don't understand, because we are 3 years, we have a license, everything. I don't know why the police spoke to you about this. And then the police, this policeman going to the city, the parking lot from the Parkway Cycle, and then they say to Tony is the general manager of there. He told to Tony, hey Tony, they doesn't have the license. It expired the license. They leave the people's using drugs and broken cans in the parking lot. I told to Tony, first I have my license. It's going to expire in May. In 2010, it's expired my license, and the people come to use drugs or something. I have 3 security here. You can see all cameras here to know about what's happening here.
Mr. Clerk.
Michael?
Mr. Clerk, I just have one question for you. Do we have any reports from the police, fire, or health, milk and food inspector regarding this business?
The Assistant City Clerk spoke with the fire department. Everything's all set. They went down there and made some corrections to how things were set up. They have approvals from Inspectional Services and from the Health Department.
And no report from the police of any
Nothing.
ongoing issues?
No.
Okay, I think this is just a clear misunderstanding of the regulations of ours, but I'll yield obviously the floor to my colleagues.
Thank you. Councilor Matusky?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just so we understand, this is at the park. You've been there 3.5 years?
Yeah.
I never noticed it, but what time do you actually open up?
The Parkway Cycle, they close 7 o'clock. And then
7 at night?
Yeah, 7 at night, p.m. And my contract with him is I came 7:30 and prepare everything
So
to
his
open
employees
8.
all leave, and then you have the parking lot for yourself?
Yeah, he needed to take it out the motorcycles over there in the, on parkway side in the parking lot, and then I come 7:30 and make everything, prepare everything, and then we open 8 o'clock. Now we are open 8 to 11.
So you've never had any problems there?
No, no.
Did you say you had 3 security people there?
3 securities after.
You must
after
sell a
me-
lot of hot dogs.
Yeah, a lot of people like this hot dogs. It's not in this time, but when I open, they make line in my in.
You have a line of people?
After 8 o'clock. It's not only about the people's no have a where.
So your
where
security people tell people where
eat.
to park and so forth? Make sure there's no trouble?
Exactly.
No, never
I never had any complaints. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it myself. So you open 7:30 at night
It's 8 o'clock
to
p.m.
midnight?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday to 4 o'clock in the morning. It's
4
Friday and
o'clock, yeah.
Saturday. The another days. Another
And
days.
isn't Wendy's across the street?
The Wednesday.
Pretty much across the street.
Yeah,
They're open
close.
24 hours.
Yeah, close. The Dunkin' Donuts is 24 hours.
Right.
The
So it's nothing
Popeye
unusual.
open to 1 o'clock. There's another
Taco Bell's open till
Taco
2.
Bell's and
And
everybody.
it's very dark in that part of the parkway. Did you
No,
notice that? The street lights are all out up and down the parkway. Is your business lit up?
Yeah, there's light there from the Parkway Cycle.
There's lights there?
Mhm.
And there's another building, it used to be a leather company. Is that part of Parkway Cycle too? It's like a different part of the building, auto body.
They just obtained the front parking lot of Parkway Cycle.
How many cars does this hold at nighttime?
Há quantos carros que para ali à noite?
Oh, sometimes
20 cars?
20, 30.
So you get a lot of cars, okay. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilor Capone.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the invited guests. So it's been clarified, you're operating outside of Parkway Cycle. Okay. I know you've been there for a while. Every now and then I drive by and I see the setup. And always looked like it was organized. My concern, I haven't received, I'm the councilman from that ward, I haven't received any complaints from anybody. My only concern would be with the late hours, safety. So you have 3 security guards that are on site, and now it looks like with the weather too, you have like an enclosed tent type area where people can sit. How many people do you have seating capacity for there under that tent?
Before we have 16 seats.
Okay. Is it heated? Is the tent heated or no?
Yeah, we have in the winter we have a heater.
Okay.
Yeah, but the canopy is not it's always closed, you know, because I put in the door and the canopy, so it's like a freezer door, you know. So it's a strip, you know.
It's well lit. It looks like you're running it in a professional manner. My only concern would be safety. Your safety, your employee's safety, the customer's safety. So you have 3 hired security officers on after, what did you say,
After
12?
midnight.
Okay, after midnight, you have 3 of them on. Up until then, just doing your own thing. Then at 12 o'clock, they come on. And did you say you have cameras too, or just,
Yeah, in the parking lot have a lot of cameras there.
Okay.
5 maybe 5
Okay.
cameras.
and that's the landlord's cameras?
Yeah.
And they're operating to the
Yeah.
best of your knowledge? Okay. And I know that people are in different time cycles. 4 o'clock sounds like a very late hour. How much traffic would you be getting, say, between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock? How many customers come in at that point in time?
Quantos, tá entendendo?
De quantos clientes? Né?
Quando vem entre 1 e 4 horas da manhã?
Oh, it's like this 20 cars after. Before is the same. Before is the same. Friday and Saturdays when we open, stay line and the parking lot is full, but we don't put it secured because the people is not drunk or nothing, and then I don't need to use the security. But after midnight, because the guys come
Sure.
from parties or
Yeah.
and then we put security to make her to organize the cars first, because if you know don't organize the cars, they fight, you know,
Yeah.
and then the securities organize the cars,
Sure.
stop the guys, make something or put high music. So we never have the problem. Never.
Sure. And you can see after 1 o'clock and people coming from different places, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, some people are gonna be coming intoxicated, and it's gonna create situations. How many people would you say, so it's Friday and Saturday, you're looking till 4, Sunday, you're looking till 1 AM?
Sunday to 1 a.m.
And now, are there any days during the week that you're closed, or it's 7 days a week?
It's Wednesday to Sunday we open.
So Monday and Tuesday are closed?
Monday to Tuesday is closed, but Wednesday is 8 o'clock to midnight. Friday 8 o'clock to midnight. In the summer, it's 10 to 1 o'clock. Thursdays.
Okay.
And Friday and Saturdays 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning, and Sundays 8 to 1.
Okay, and I do realize that it's frequented. There are a lot of people there. Whenever I drive by, there's a lot of people, like I said. It's well-lit, it looks organized, it looks safe. And that's the number one concern. We want to make sure that everybody's safe. You, your wife, your employees, your customers. We have to make sure that everyone is safe. The fact that you have security there gives me a little bit more of a comfort level. But I'm still a little concerned about 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to hurt your business. I know that you're trying to make a living. Between 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning, how busy is it?
Ele quer saber, ele não quer prejudicar vocês. Ele vê que é um lugar que tem bastante luz, é organizado, bem profissional, mas ele quer saber, tipo assim, se entre 1 e 4 horas da manhã é necessário vocês trabalharem naquele horário, por causa do horário bem estendido muito tarde. Ele quer saber qual é o tipo de movimento que é entre de 1 às 4 horas da manhã, para ele saber. Entendeu?
This is good for us because in this time we make more money.
So
Because
it's pretty heavy between
yeah.
1 and 4.
Yeah, because to 8 to 4 we work 8 hours.
8 hours.
We need more hours to sell my product. You know, my hot dogs. If you know you're gonna stay 4 hours, we not make money.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I understand.
and then if you're going to 4, is more money. It's the same movement. It's the same. It's the same peoples. Friday and Saturday is the same. 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock is the same. It's different because after they come from party,
Sure.
drink something, and we make a day slow.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. And
everybody
that in and of
safe.
itself is actually not a
Yeah.
bad thing either. So on your current permit, because you put the security there at the end after midnight, you're doing that voluntarily, correct, on your own?
Yeah, I pay for this.
Okay. How would you feel, again, I haven't heard any complaints, I haven't seen any police reports to the contrary. Rather than it being a voluntary thing on your part, if you were looking for extended hours, I'd want to see it mandatory, that you had 3 security officers, or, I don't even know, I mean, a detail officer is going to wipe you out. You're not going to be in business, I think, if you had to pay for a detail officer. My biggest concern is safety. And again, that safety incorporates everybody, yourselves, your employees, your customers, the general public. So I'll yield the floor to hear what my colleagues have to say. I'll see if anyone from the public has to say anything. But one thing that I would be requiring is, I would be requiring that you do have a requirement that there be security guards on site after a certain hour. And I would want to have this revisited. I know it's been going peacefully for a long time, I've seen it myself, but I would want to have this revisited within a matter of maybe 3 to 4 months, just to make sure that everything is going the way it's supposed to. But I'm going to yield the floor, and I appreciate the information. Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilor McKinnon.
Thank you, Mr. President, to the individuals. Why did you have to go out and get security? Why did you feel that you needed security there?
Por que que você acha que você teve que pegar segurança para estar lá depois das meia-noite?
Because I know about this time, you know, because the peoples come and somebody's no respect, you know, because if we was working there and to talk to somebody, we stop my job over there to going to organize the cars or stop the people's make a pee-pee. You know,
Is it safe to say everybody that's coming there is kind of intoxicated, coming out of the bars and just coming there to eat?
Yeah, because me and my wife is fast to do the hot dogs. You know, if we stop to going there to make something to
stop something.
organize, to stop the people's making something wrong. You know, put the music high or something. We need stop the job and going there because this we put a security only to organize the place.
Was there any problems prior to this, just one problem that was reported? Has there been any other problems? It's hard to believe that there's been no other problems.
Yeah, one time before is I think is the second year is first or second had this, the people's making wrong things, and then we stopped to going there because this we get the secrets because
Okay.
this
Eu posso falar?
And you said there's like 20 cars that usually come in, and how many people are in those cars usually?
Aí ele falou
About
que vem, você falou que
4,
vem mais ou
5, 2.
menos 20 a 30 carros da noite. Mais ou menos quantas pessoas vêm de cada carro, daquele carro?
sometimes 60 people. It depend the
So up to
night.
60 people?
Yeah, depend the night. Sometimes coming 1, 2, 3, no lines, but sometimes make a line, maybe 30 people's in a line, you know.
And there's never been no problems, no fighting, no nothing
No.
like that? Okay.
No.
Everybody's been just waiting to get the food or whatever, okay. So usually about 60 on a good night, between 1 and 4?
Yeah.
Okay. And then throughout the whole, from, say, 8 to 4, how many people would there be coming and going? Probably about, maybe over 100?
Entre as
Maybe 100
So it's
people.
kind of busy then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's busy. Because usually when we have a detailed officer for a place like that, when it's that busy, if it's over 100 people. So we usually do that.
The
You know that,
detail.
yeah.
The detail.
A detailed officer,
Uh-huh.
like a police officer.
I get it. Before I get the securities, I went to the police department. I get it the detail. The detail. I told to him
So there was a detail there?
Yeah, I told to him I want detail Friday and Saturdays. It's okay. They sent a police over there Friday, and he stayed there midnight to 4. The another day in Saturday, they don't come. They come 6 cars, police cars, and then they say no detail for today for you because we don't have a police to stay here this night. And then because we stay no security because they say no detail today, and then tonight, and then the next week I get it security because if the police don't come to make my security over there, I need to get the security part.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're asking to extend the hours, and you've obviously been operating those hours anyway, correct? Without the license? With the license, but not the overnight license to, 4 a.m.?
Yeah, we have a lot our license, but now we need to only stand.
Ele falou assim que você tava
What's the
fazendo sem
license
saber
say?
que...
What is the
Oh
license for?
yeah. I don't know before because when I make the with a city hall, I put it the business hours for to city hall, and then they don't know, they don't told me nothing about if it is okay or no. They say good luck, you know.
So
I
City
never
Hall
saw-
hours is from what to what?
Você colocou no City Hall de qual
Yeah,
horário?
so I put it 8 o'clock to 3:30 in the morning on the paper.
Till 3:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. Mr. Clerk? is that-
You're
is that the
asking,
truth?
yeah,
I mean,
if I may, Mr. President,
Please.
you're asking what hours is it that he does not need this license for, right?
What hours did we give him to operate?
Oh, we gave him nothing. This has to do with the city council only gives those extended hours. If you want to stay open past 11 to 7 in the morning. That's the only time the city council's involved. We don't give him any license. Comes from the health department and, you know, for that. and-
What were the hours that the health department gave him?
I'm not sure they gave him any hours. They gave him the right to operate.
The right to operate till?
Yes.
So he can operate all night long?
No, because
Till
once
11?
he wants to go to, right. There
Okay,
you
till
go.
11, right? So
That is
7
a
in the
little
morning till
confusing.
11?
He can operate till 11. With this, he can have the extended hours as set by the city council.
Okay,
Did you get that?
yeah, I got it.
Okay.
But, I mean, you know, I think,
Counselor Delasola.
thank you.
All right, a couple of facts. What hours, we can go on with this thing all night here. What was your hours before this all happened? Your late hours, 11 o'clock? What time did you actually finish every night?
They were going till
Finish.
4.
É que dia que
You
você
worked till
acabava toda
3:30,
noite?
correct?
We close 4, but we make
They have to clean
we
up
clean up
I was gonna say 4
everything
o'clock.
for yeah. We
You've been doing this
stay
for 3 years.
3 years.
3
No
years and a
issues.
half.
No
No
issue.
problems.
No,
Now you come to City Hall and you want to keep those same hours, let's call it with a permit. That's all you're asking.
Yeah.
I don't see an issue here. Me personally. He's been doing this for 3.5 years, never had an issue, never had complaints with the neighbors. And security, it's great that he has his own security. But like he was saying, he has a police detail. I know personally, the police detail's not gonna be there every time he asks for one. So if he asks for one Saturday, it doesn't show up, there's an incident, he's liable at that point. So having his own security there, but the only question I have with that is, you have insurance, God forbid something happens. Say there's a fight on the property. Are you responsible, Parkway Cycle responsible?
Se tiver alguma coisa que aconteça, você tem seguro que pode cobrir?
we have security.
Insurance.
You have insurance.
Liability,
yeah.
yeah.
Liability
With your
insurance.
security if something happens?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they will be responsible for on their operating hours. Not Parkways, not Parkway Cycle.
You know what the insurance is? How much? The value of it? Not what you pay.
Quanto que você paga pelo seu seguro?
Is it $1 million policy? Is it
300 something.
300,000?
Não, o seu seguro cobre até quantos?
So
de-
1 million.
One
$1
million.
million.
$1 million.
Yeah.
So it covers your.
Well, yeah.
That's it.
Councilors, whoever has the floor, speak.
I had another question.
Okay, Counselor Peter Napolitano.
That'll be it. I just don't see an issue with this at all. I don't see an issue with this. Thank you.
Councilor Napolitano.
Okay, I mean, it seems to me like the biggest confusion here is that they got a license through the Board of Health. They put their hours on there, the Board of Health obviously didn't catch the hours issue. They have been operating down there for 3.5 years. I've noticed it, I noticed it about 2 years ago. Did some checking, found they were licensed, never gave it a second thought. You're actually 2 blocks from where I live. So I'm pretty much in your neighborhood, just up from the Parkway. You know, we want to present ourselves as a, well, I've got more comment than questions, so I'm going to hold off, because in case anybody else has other questions.
If there's no other further questions, then, oh, I'm sorry, Counselor DeFlorio first, Counselor DeFlorio.
I mean, I'm not in favor of someone staying open till 4 o'clock in the morning, but at the same time, I don't want to hurt your business. I want to make sure that, that you stay in business, but I feel that at 1 o'clock is sufficient. How much would that hurt you between 1 and 4? Yeah, they'd open 8 to 1.
They're busy. Their busier times is after 1 anyways. That's because that's when most of the people are coming out of nightclubs, bars, to go somewhere to eat, and they already have a big clientele like that anyways. It's
Well, that's, I understand why you stay open till 4 o'clock, because you're bringing in all the people that are under the influence, either drugs or alcohol, wherever they're coming from. But there's also houses in that neighborhood, and I understand there was no problems for 3.5 years, but if this had come in front of us 3.5 years ago, I wouldn't have extended it to 4 o'clock then. So, I'm sorry about the confusion, but there's no possible way I could vote for this till 4 o'clock. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Councilor McLaughlin. I'm sorry, Councilor Mangan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Actually, I have no problem with this whatsoever. Like I said, if some of my, I haven't seen it, but some of my councilors have drove by there and said it's well lit, they have security there, there's no issues down there. And we gotta remember also too, Mr. President, we do have businesses that are open 24 hours. We have, a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken, we extended on the weekends Mike's Roast Beef to open up, I believe it's till 3 in the morning. So I don't see any issues down there, and they don't even have security down there. So I personally, I don't have a problem with it. I don't want to hurt if they're doing the right thing. And like I said, I think it's great, whatever. And I understand it's always an element possibly coming in, but that's anywhere. Someone can come in 2 o'clock in the morning and go to a Dunkin' Donuts and get a sandwich, or go to Mike's Roast Beef and get a roast beef sandwich at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, And so I personally don't have a problem with it, and I certainly will be voting in support of this.
Councilor Capone.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, I apologize, I don't want to belabor it, but through the chair to our guests. You had mentioned the insurance, and you talked about 300,000, and you said $1 million. Are you sure it's $1 million liability insurance?
Você tem certeza que é $1 million de liability que você tem cobrido ali?
Yeah, the guys that did for me the insurance, he say is $1 million.
Okay. And I understand the concern about again, my whole issue comes back to public safety. So I understand that you tried to get detail officers there. There will be times when, despite your best efforts, that may not be possible. So security officer is better than nothing. And I do appreciate that you're doing that. There's been a question about the hours. I know that once you go beyond the 11, you're looking for beyond that. What do you have for traffic between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m.? Would 3 a.m. be a good cutoff or no?
Ele quer saber se até 3 horas para você seria bom, ou qual que é o tipo de movimento que você tem das 3 às 4?
Às 4 é o refugo da madrugada.
I mean, is there that much traffic between 3 and 4?
Yeah, for us it's okay, 3 o'clock, but sometimes the people's coming and you don't close because the people's coming, but sometimes no, sometimes yes, but you don't close on the face the customer, because this.
But let me be very clear, whatever the hours are here, you will have to close whenever that is. So if this license is granted till 3, and you've got 100 people waiting out in the parkway, you have to send them away and say, I'm sorry, I can only open till 3.
Yeah.
We have to be very clear about that.
4 o'clock, no more peoples, I know. 4 o'clock, no more peoples, but after 3, they come in.
Okay, so you do still have a steady flow between 3 and 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I'm going to yield. I'm not going to say anything else while you're here. My concern is I would dovetail to your request that you have to have a minimum of $1 million liability insurance policy, and you have to have at least 2 security officers on from 11 p.m. till close. So now, you're looking for Sunday till 1 a.m.?
Yes.
Monday and Tuesday closed, Wednesday and Thursday till midnight,
Yes.
Friday and Saturday till 4 a.m., Sunday till 1 a.m. Okay, again, I've seen it operate pretty well. So I want to make sure that you're okay with these stipulations. At least two security officers from 11 PM till close,
Okay.
and then the $1 million liability, minimum of $1 million liability insurance.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna ask that we come up and we readdress this about 3-4 months down the road. So that's all something that you can live within?
Ele quer saber se ele colocar a regra de ter no mínimo de 2 security das 11 até fechar e ter um liability de no mínimo $1 milhão e se vocês tipo assim ter um acordo com isso.
Can I extend the Sunday? Because sometimes have a show, Brazilian show,
What
and
are you
then
looking to extend it to on Sunday?
sometimes no per month, but one 2 months it
Once every
have one.
once every 2 months.
Yeah, have a
Um,
shows,
they
and
have
then they
shows.
come after 1 o'clock. And
What
then
time would you be looking for Sunday?
Que hora que você quer para domingo?
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock.
Okay. And if it went 3 o'clock across the board, it didn't go to the 4, how badly would that hurt your business?
Se fosse de 3 horas todos os dias que você podia abrir, como que ia afetar seu business isso?
As pessoas já estão acostumadas, né? As pessoas já estão acostumadas com esse horário.
She said that it's mostly because of the clientele is already accustomed to that 4 o'clock, and they know they're going to be there till 4 o'clock. So sometimes that can affect them in a way that they could lose some of those
Sure.
clients.
Sure. And, I mean, whatever hours you end up doing, they'll become accustomed to whatever the hours
They
are.
will, yeah.
That I'm sure, don't worry about that. I just want to make sure we don't have an unsafe situation, because it is an outside event. It is open air. There was some talk about other businesses. Those businesses are enclosed. This is an outside event. Things can get out of hand really fast outside. So, again, my concern is always public safety. So, I've seen it operate. It seems like it's operating well, but we're setting precedent. So if we allow you to go till 4 o'clock, and somebody comes in, and they got a parking lot that they can set up at, we're gonna have parking lot operations till 4 AM everywhere across the city. And if we say yes to you, we can't say no to them if they're gonna do the same things you're doing. So this isn't anything against you personally, because I think you've been running a good operation. But we have to look at the consistency across the entire city. So I get nervous about 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'd feel great about 2. I'd feel better about 3. But again, I don't want to hurt your business. So,
Ele falou assim que não é uma coisa pessoal contra vocês, porque se eles deixar passar até 4 horas para vocês, se outra pessoa na cidade quiser fazer a mesma coisa, eles vão ter que estender para eles também. E eles não querem que vire uma bagunça entre isso, entendeu? Eu acho que isso é melhor você batalhar até as 4. Se vocês falam que é 3 a 3.
Somente esses dias, pelo menos.
Is there any way, they were asking, the other days you can probably grant them an hour before 4 or 3 or 2 o'clock in the morning, but Fridays and Saturdays are their main days till 4 o'clock. That would be their request would be for Friday and Saturday to be extended till 4, and the other days could be till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
well, they were looking for 12 and 1 AM. So we went from midnight and 1 AM
Well,
to 2 o'clock, 3
I
o'clock
don't-
in the morning.
Yeah, but I said that just you know, out of consideration, they have
Sure.
to clean up, take everything down, and I don't know if there's a rule or not if it's still considered operational once they're taking everything apart.
I would imagine, and ask to our city clerk, I would think once you close the doors to the public, you can do whatever you have to do to clean up afterwards.
Okay.
But, all right, I don't have any other questions. I do appreciate the courtesy from the chair and from my colleagues. Thank you very much for answering the questions.
I actually don't have a question, but I do want the city clerk to understand that no licenses are to be given out unless he shows the insurance policy.
Yeah.
I want to make that stipulation. And, but if nobody else has questions, we can excuse them with the customary things. Okay.
Thank you. I think you had most of us on board until you started talking extended hours on Sunday. What type of special events are you talking about on Sundays? Why would you be looking, and at what times of the year are you looking to go beyond 1 a.m. on a Sunday night?
Ele falou, tipo assim, ele tava a favor de tudo, até você falar sobre domingo. O que é, tipo assim, qual que é o tipo de evento que acontece, porque você tem que estender esses horários no domingo?
Sometimes have a Brazilian show in Club Lido in Revere, but it's 3 months. Sometimes it's done. It's 3 times in a year. We have shows in the Sundays, because this we stand the time. Because when have a show in Club Lido, the peoples come to eat the hot dogs there, and we need to make more money. And then we stand the time to more than 1 o'clock, to 3 the maximum, because they close there 1 o'clock, and then they come and eat and go. 3 o'clock, some 2:30 in the morning, 3:30 they leave, you know, they don't stay there. Because this I told to him to extend the time to Monday, because sometimes the people's coming, and then they close, but the people's,
Yeah,
you know.
I hope you can understand that the concerns about being open
If it
past
possible,
1
if-
a.m. on
if it
Sunday is
possible,
because
if not possible, okay,
most
but
people
I'm trying.
work Monday morning. Okay, I mean, I'd have
It's
no
not-
problem with considering on a case-by-case basis if there's gonna be a period of time going on. But I'll be honest with you, I think trying to extend the hours on Sunday, you run the risk of jeopardizing your hours on Friday and Saturday.
Ele tá falando assim, se você
Não,
quer
não, não, no need
estender
to, no
o
need
horário
to.
no domingo, você vai estar prejudicando o horário que você quer para sexta e sábado. Então ele quer, tipo assim, que você considere um horário menos tarde no domingo, para você tipo assim, ter esse privilégio na sexta e no sábado, entendeu?
Yeah, I think it's Sunday because the customers, you know, because when I close, the customers coming and talking. Oh, I'm hungry.
No,
And then-
I-
but
and
if you have a problem, it's okay to me, because if you extend the time Friday and Saturday, it's better, because it's the best the days to us make money. Friday and Saturdays.
Yeah.
If you stay to 4, it's okay to us.
Yeah, no, I get what you're doing, because, I mean, I've been in business myself, and you're catering to a market, and on Friday and Saturday night, you've got an ideal market. The days of being able to go someplace to get something to eat after going to a club, it's a lot more difficult than it used to be. At least I can only speak to, when I used to go out drinking in clubs, and I'm talking 45 years ago. So it's a little different, I understand that, but you're definitely catering to a market, I have no problem with that. I have a problem with Sunday mornings to Monday morning, but, you know, if you're fine with 8 to 12, Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, 8 to 4, and Sunday from 8 to 1, and as this situation occurs on a special event, you know, come before us for authorization on that, or, you know, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with making it part of your set hours at this point. So my recommendation to the council would be that, you know, okay. So I've got no problem with those hours, but being beyond 1 o'clock on a Sunday night into Monday morning, where most people in the neighborhood are now trying to go to bed to get ready for work, that I got a little bit of a problem.
Ele falou assim que
Thank you.
Se colocar o horário do domingo de 8 a 1 hora da manhã, ele seria mais em favor disso, porque segunda-feira é dia de muitas pessoas trabalhar, e se
If I
por
may,
acaso
folks.
acontecer uma coisa de special event no domingo,
You
sorry.
are excused. You can go.
Sorry.
But don't leave the hall, because we may want to call you back, okay? This is a public hearing going on, and they have to ask other people if they want to get involved.
Okay.
So but don't leave. Okay, the folks in the audience, this is a public hearing. It was duly advertised as a public hearing, and I'm going to ask if there was anyone in favor of the petition or anyone opposed to the petition. So I'm going to ask first for those in favor, and I have to ask 3 times. Is there anyone in the audience in favor of this petition? Is there anyone in the audience in favor of this petition? Is there anyone in the audience in favor of this petition? Seeing that there are none, I hereby close that part of the meeting. Is there anyone in the audience opposed to this petition? Is there anyone in the audience opposed to this petition? Is there anyone in the audience opposed to this petition? I now declare that part of the public hearing closed. That matter is now before you. Councilor Mangan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would echo what Council Napolitano just said. I would say my recommendations, well, Council DeFlorio also making sure they have the $1 million insurance policy. As Council Capone said, making sure that after 11 o'clock at night, they have the 2 security officers. And then also, the hours would be Wednesday and Thursday till midnight, Friday and Saturday till 4 a.m., and Sunday till 1 a.m.
On the motion,
Yeah, hold on, no, Councilor McKinnon? Rosie, you're next. Council McKinnon, Council McLaughlin?
Is the security on site 7 days a week? The 5 days a week that they're open, or only Friday and Saturday night that we're demanding security on site?
Anything after midnight.
Anything after midnight?
after midnight.
All 5. My only question to you, Mr. Chairman, on that is, if on Sunday they're open till 1 a.m., you're going to have security come in for 1 hour?
That's after midnight, yes,
We have to do it.
after midnight.
You're not going to get them to show up for 1 hour. It's still a company that they hire, and they're not.
And that's what we're going to ask them to do,
Okay.
Councilor DeFlorio?
Mr. Chairman, I would really like to get the police report on this. The police have been down there. I would like to get the story from the police before we make any decision on this, okay? Our decision is to keep the city safe. And I understand there's been a lot of confusion, but I also understand there's been police department down there. I would recommend that we lay this on the table, get the police up here, get the reports, and find out what actually went on before we grant this license.
Okay. Hold on, police, and, hold on, I got it, okay, police, 2. Okay, no, I got another question before you ask that. Councilman Matusky?
The way we solve that problem is we give them a probationary period of time. I talked to the city clerk briefly about this matter. He says it can be done. And there's been no problems. I only live a few blocks away. I didn't even know it was there, number one. Number two, it's a family-run operation, a husband and wife. They've never had any problems. Some of the councilmen have even been there, I guess. If I noticed it, I might even stop them myself. But the truth of the matter is, we've been on this for almost an hour, Mr. President, not to, every question's important, but there's been no problems for almost 4 years. They've operated under the same hours we're going to grant them that they're asking for. I'm just going to keep Sunday to 1 o'clock. If there's a special event, he can come back and ask this council for approval. But I'll ask for I don't know if it's 3 months or 6 months. That would be the right amount. Mr. Clerk, could you advise me on that?
The license is for a year. The license is for a year. This body can revoke a license at any time. So even if you grant it for a year, which is what the license is for, the council has the authority
Okay,
for
so
due
if there's a
for due
problem.
cause to
All right,
revoke it
good.
at any time.
That's fine. Okay, so forget about the probationary period then. I'm willing to trust these people that have been doing business here for over 4 years. They're hardworking people. There's never been any problems that I know about, so I'm in favor of voting it tonight.
Councilor Mangan, okay. Sorry, he asked first. I got him in line. Yeah. Motion for call for the question. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. But please raise your hands. 1, 2, 3.
No, this vote is to call for the question.
Yeah.
The motion is to call for the
2,
question.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, motion passes. So the motion, the vote, the motion,
The motion to refer takes precedence. So the first motion would be to refer.
yeah, that does take precedent. The motion before us, the proper motion before us now is to refer this to our next meeting, asking the police to appear with their reports on this particular subject matter at our next meeting. That's what the motion is right now.
Come on. So we can
So if there's a roll call vote.
If I may, in a point of personal privilege,
Yes.
if this body would indulge it, I would love to hear from our city solicitor on this.
The
We
question
have to go, well, if they want to not do this, question's been called for. Okay, so on the, referring it to the next meeting, have the police appear with their reports on this particular subject matter. Clerk will call the roll.
Yes. Counsel Capone.
No.
Counsel Del Sola.
No.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel DePiero.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan.
No.
Counsel Matusky.
No.
Counsel McKinnon.
Yes.
Counsel McLaughlin.
No.
Counsel Napolitano.
No.
Counsel Simonelli.
No.
Counsel Hanlon.
No. 8-3.
Yep.
So the subject matter is still now before you, and we have a
Motion to table.
motion to,
Nope.
we have, no, we have a motion before us on the question.
Question's
On
been
the
called
question.
for.
That's what, the only thing we can do
I
now.
just want to be clear on what we're voting on.
Yes.
Want me to
You want me to
repeat
clear
the
it?
motion
Okay, what-
before
what-
us?
Yeah, what the motion is to allow them to stay open. Monday and Tuesday are closed, Wednesday from 8 to 12, Tuesday from 8 to 12, Friday from until 4 a.m., Sunday till, Saturday till 4 a.m., Sunday till 1 a.m. They need to have a $1 million insurance policy. It must be obtained immediately, and they must have at least two security people on the property anytime that they are open after 12 o'clock.
Yes. that's what I
Okay.
have.
Yes.
The only thing that I would ask is I want it after 11. Anything after 11, I'd want to have 2 security officers
Oh, was
outside.
it 11? I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
said 12.
that's
Was it
in the
11?
beginning. I don't know if that motion was ever made, but that was my suggestion up front. That anytime they're open after 11, that there be 2 security officers. I know 2 nights a week, it's only going to be an hour.
We're talking,
We can't amend it.
I can't, because
question's
it's already
before
been
us.
done, you know.
All right, so it's after midnight?
After
Yes.
midnight. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody understand the motion? Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Capone.
No.
Counsel Della Sola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
No.
Counsel DePiero.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel Matusky.
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon.
No.
Counsel McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
8 yeas, 3 nays, Mr.
8 yeas,
President.
3 nays. The license has been passed. You will see the clerk tomorrow, Michael? See the clerk tomorrow?
After Wednesday afternoon time.
Wednesday after 12 o'clock, you will see the clerk, okay? And please be advised that although the board was good enough to give you that license, we can take it away at any time, okay? Thank you very much for appearing. Clerk will read the, make a motion for public participation.
So move for public participation?
Motion made and second to open the floor for public participation. All in favor? All opposed? Public participation is now open. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to talk about any subject matter that comes before the city council? Anybody in the audience would like to talk about any subject at all, come before the city council? Except, no, I'm only kidding. No. Please come forward. Please identify yourself.
Irene Godello, First Baptist Church.
Rich Del Rossi, First Baptist Church.
So unfortunately, we came to talk about food tonight, too. So we came to, I think everyone got an introduction to the Grace Food Pantry that we passed out. I think most people here know about the Grace Food Pantry. And actually, a lot of people here came and supported us at Grace Food Pantry. A little bit, we want to let the city know and let our council people know, and anyone that will listen to us as far as the State House know about the pantry, because we anticipate its growth and that it will be a wonderful asset to the people and everything. So this is our Executive Director, Richie, and he'd like to speak a little bit on it.
Yeah, I'll be brief tonight. Thank you for taking a few minutes to listen to us, and thank you for the work that you do here. We started the food pantry in Everett 5.5 years ago in honor of my late wife. She was a big advocate of feeding the impoverished. She ran a soup kitchen in Lynn, on my brother's table, if anybody's familiar with that. Before she was stricken ill, my daughter came to me and said, "Dad, let's do something in honor of Mom," so we launched the food pantry. We ran it for 5.5 years out of a church in Saugus. The church building was sold in September, and we had no idea where we were going to go, but God opened up a great door for us. We got introduced to Irene and First Baptist Church, and with open arms, they took us in. And we opened for the first time October 23rd. Due to scheduling issues with the church, our hours are 8 in the morning till 9:30 on Sunday, 8 to 9:30 Sunday mornings. And the first time we opened, we had a line at 7:30, and we served 63 families. As word got out, when we opened November 23rd, just before Thanksgiving, we had in excess of 200 families. We had picked up the Friday before 8,500 pounds of food from the Greater Boston Food Bank, another 500 pounds donations from the Super Walmart in Saugus, and we purchased 175 turkeys from Market Basket and Stop and Shop. I have to tell you, doing this for 5 years plus in Saugus, I can't even put into words how I felt about the turnout that we got from city officials, volunteers from the police department, people that worked at City Hall. It's something we just never experienced before, and we just really felt blessed by it. We'd love to be part of the community. We operate strictly on donations. We have no federal grants or state grants. Nobody takes a stipend. Our expenses are simply food, truck insurance, truck maintenance, gasoline, and we would just, we're grateful to be here, and we would love to be part of a city that would be a model city for those that are hungry, impoverished, and homeless. So, thank you all. Hope to see you on the 23rd.
No, the 18th.
On the 18th.
December 18th. One other thing I would like to say is that when we started in September, he moved the food over in September, and of course I advertised right away. We got calls from the mayor's department, from the school department. We hooked up with ABCD, with the director herself, with the manager in Malden. So we service the Town Lane Motel. We work with the Elliott House. We work with the domestic violence, Deb Fallon. We work with the police department. We also work a lot with the homeless, and we're able to house them for 2 to 5 days in a local hotel, and then help their transition to a shelter. And then meanwhile, the food pantry supports all these people. There's not a day that I don't get a call from somebody in the city, whether it's Cottage Street, but I'm really knowing all the streets now, because we deliver the food. It's usually within a 12-hour period, but we're fast. It's usually, I never make anyone wait. I don't care if it's 9 o'clock at night. And Richie says, if they call for milk, you give them a case. If they have children, you just give it, Irene, because the more we give, the more food will be filled in the bank, and the more people we can help. And, it's growing. We anticipate, I don't know, we need help next month. We'd like to see everyone there so that you could just see it and understand what it's all about. It's easy to say we have $10,000 worth of food in a room, but until you see it, it's great. Just be a part of it. Oh, so it's December 18th. Of course, I'm going to haunt you from now to then. 8 to 9:30. Volunteers get there about 7. Of course, we serve also. We're going to serve anybody that comes in the door. The people are hungry. It's hard to walk through the doors to say you need food, but there's no restrictions. We got people from Lynn, Dorchester, right?
Yeah, we don't turn anybody away.
No, we don't question, we don't turn away.
And we have food waiting for them. If they're hungry, they can have a sandwich, they can have a muffin. There's coffee, there's juice for the children. So while they're waiting for the number to be called, there's sufficient food up there for them to go into.
And a lot of people that come in want to be a part of it. They want to volunteer, they want to help and give back. It's great. You know, it's going to, again, I think we'll be doing double what we did.
Right. Half of our volunteers are recipients, and they really do want to give something back. They're not all looking for something for nothing, so it's very rewarding when that happens.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you
Thank you.
December 18th.
Okay. Motion made and seconded to close public participation. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, so ayes have it. Public participation has been closed.
Mr.
Clerk
Chairman,
will
we have
read.
an appointment, and I'm trying to look for it. I'm sorry.
Item number one is a order sponsored by Council John F. Handler, President, to appoint Gabriel Mongiello to the Everett Police Department as a special, Everett Auxiliary Police Department, as special police officer of the city of Everett, to be paid, unpaid term of 1 year expiring 2017.
Yes, Counselor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just have one quick question for the clerk, if that's okay. I don't recall how these normally have come before us, the orders with the auxiliary police, but is it normally a special police officer, or is this a
Yes.
different circumstance?
Yeah, they're all appointed as special police officers,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Favorable action.
Motion made and seconded for favorable action. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Capone.
Yes.
Counsel Della Sola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel DePiero.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan. Counsel Matusky.
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon.
Yes.
Counsel McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays,
10 yeas,
Mr. President.
0 nays, you have passed the order. Will the gentleman please come forward?
So if I can hear you. That I will faithfully and impartially
That I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as a member of the Everett Auxiliary Police Department
as a member of the Everett Auxiliary Police Department
to the best of my abilities and understanding,
to the best of my abilities and understanding,
agreeably to the rules,
agreeably to the rules,
regulations,
regulations,
ordinances, and charter
ordinances, and charter
of the city of Everett.
of the city of Everett.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to bear true faith and allegiance
to bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
and support the laws
and support the laws
and Constitution of the Commonwealth.
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to bear true faith and allegiance
to bear true faith and
to
allegiance
the United States of America,
to the United States of America,
support the Constitution of the United States.
support the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Just sign here. That is yours. All set, all right.
Come on up here, take a picture, guys. Come on up, take a picture. Oh, sure. Thank you so much. Use the phone. Get a phone. Sure.
Seen you on the street, right? Okay. Congratulations.
Except tonight.
Maybe Thursday night when we have the,
You think that was accidental?
All right, everyone, good luck. 1, 2,
Who gave it to him? I got no idea.
Well, you got a good chief, you know that.
I'm just glad I wore a suit, because everybody else was.
Good old item number.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What are they here for?
The license, the 5 and 6. Mr. Chairman, could we please suspend the rules and take items 5 and 6 collectively, please?
Item number 5 is an order sponsored by Council John F. Handler as president. Petition for a second-class motor dealer license, Malden Auto Repair and Sales Corporation, 80 Tremont. 6 is a petition for a repair license at that same address for that same enterprise.
Favorable action on the order.
Second. Counsel Capone.
Yes.
Counsel Della Sola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel DePiero.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel Matusky.
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon.
Yes.
Counsel McLaughlin.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon. 11 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
Suspend the rules and take items 7, 8, 9, and 10, read them, and grant further time. Aye.
These are all committee reports granting further time. One is on to have the fire and police chief and union reps appear to explain hiring practice of both departments. The other is an order regarding screening municipal candidates for proper residency, also granting further time to discuss the environmental impact of plastics inclusive of balloon releases. Further time requested, and a resolution sponsored by Council John Lee McKinnon, future consideration of traffic flow on Church Street. Again, further time.
Aye. Suspend the rules and take item number 11 and refer back to sponsor. Thank you.
Item 11, resolution sponsored by Council Simonelli to respectfully request mayor update council next meeting on his talks with Uber with a recommendation to refer back to sponsor.
Aye.
Item number 2, an order sponsored by Council John F. Handler as president to accept a donation of $700 from the Common Shovel Club to the Department of Veteran Services.
Mr. President, move we accept the donation? I yield the floor.
On the order, Councilor Simonelli would just like to congratulate the Chavo Club on being a great organization that's always there to help out the community with their annual Thanksgiving dinners, food drives, participating in Toys for Tots. Councilor Simonelli is a proud member of the organization, and as well as Councilor Matusky, and he thanks them for their service to the community.
Accept the donation with a letter of thanks.
Good.
Aye.
Council Capone.
Yes.
Council Della Sola.
Yes.
Council DeFlorio. Council DePiero. Council Mangan.
Yes.
Council Matusky.
Yes.
Council McKinnon.
Yes.
Council McLaughlin.
Yes.
Council Napolitano.
Yes.
Council Simonelli.
Yes.
Council Hamlin. Council DeFlorio.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
Already did it. Grant further time.
Item number 3 is an order sponsored by Council John F. Handler as president to declare the following surplus: a Woodcock Johnson Bayer Protocol Material 73 full package of 25 protocols and student workbooks.
So moved.
Aye.
Can we ask, I just would like to get a clarification of what this is, so maybe Mr. Demus can come up to explain what this is briefly. Eric Demus, City Auditor.
The special ed,
Give you time in the committee.
Okay, never mind, I'm clear, I'm good. Is that what it is?
Second. Whatever you want.
Counsel Capone?
Yes.
Counsel Delasola?
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio?
Yes.
Counsel DePiero?
Yes.
Counsel Mangan?
Yes.
Counsel Matusky?
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon?
Yes.
Counsel McLaughlin? Yes. Counsel Napolitano?
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli?
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon? 11 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President. Item number 12 is a resolution sponsored by Counsel John Leo McKinney regarding grading procedures on Ferry Street.
Mr. President, if you could read the communication.
Sure.
Thank
We
you.
have a communication from Mr. Navarro in regards to number 12 regarding the grading of Ferry Street on the agenda for tonight's meeting. National Grid has already begun this work starting last Monday at the intersection of Broadway and Ferry, working their way towards Elm Street, which they have completed thus far. They will continue to complete this work as long as the services have been connected to the streets that abut Ferry. Once this has taken place, they will repave where need be to ensure that the road is safe and passable for the upcoming winter season.
Mr. President? Thank you. Through you. I spoke to Mr. Navarro today. He had assured that he would actually send this response as well as, said that basically they've been on it and they're going to continue being on top of it to actually get the grade of the road as smooth as they can for the upcoming winter months. So I'm going to refer this back to sponsor. Thank you.
Motion made and seconded, refer back to sponsor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk will, no, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, you have referred back to sponsor. Clerk will read item 13 on the agenda.
Item number 13 is an order sponsored by Counsel John F. Handler, President, to transfer $72,000 from budgetary fund balance to the Health Department for new clinician program coordinator position.
I need a motion to suspend 13B. Yep. Did I get? No.
Okay.
Sorry, this one? I'm sorry, Michael? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, motion made and seconded to suspend Rule 13, all in favor? All opposed, motion for favorable action, all in favor? Oh, sorry, it's, clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Capone?
Yes.
Counsel Delasola?
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio?
Yes.
Counsel DePiero?
Yes.
Counsel Mangan?
Yes.
Counsel Matusky?
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon?
Yes.
Counsel McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano?
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli?
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon?
Yes.
11 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
11 yeas, 11 yeas, 0 nays, you have passed the order. Clerk will read item 14.
Item number 14, resolution sponsored by Counsel Stephen Simonelli, giving an update on the Mount Washington Street retaining wall. We have a communication from Mr. O'Rourke to the City Council. The Mount Washington Street Wall project is in the punch list phase, including sign replacement and general cleanup tasks. The subcontractor that is to install the privacy screening has been delayed. The one task of installing the screening is expected this week or next. A change order to the contractors for an additional 40 feet of 6-foot-high fencing with privacy screening at 21 Parkview is awaiting approval signatures. It is hoped that this fencing will be installed this year.
Counsel Simonelli.
The motion is to have Mr. O'Rourke appear at the final meeting in December with a full report on the closeout of the project.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, so moved. Clerk will read item 15.
Item number 15, resolution sponsored by Councilor Michael McLaughlin to invite the police chief to the next Public Safety Committee meeting to discuss new regulations that will be implemented now that marijuana has become legal in Massachusetts.
Counsel McLaughlin. Counsel McLaughlin.
Mr. President, through you. I'm actually going to, at this point, refer this back to sponsor. I had a great meeting with Chief Mazie last week regarding this matter, and it needs to have some language tweaked in the state legislature, and the state legislature is in recess until the beginning of the year. So I'm hoping to be able to reintroduce this come February and be able to work on this on a local level, but it has to come from our public safety officials at the State House. And speaking with Senator DiDomenico and Representative McGonigal, I know that will happen shortly after the first of the year. So at this point, I'll refer this back to sponsor. Thank you.
Motion made and seconded, refer the item back to sponsor. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? You have referred back to sponsor. Motion made and seconded to adjourn. Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? You have adjourned. I just want to make sure everybody's paying attention. Oh,